Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to go over the differences between X1 and Solana. All right, without further ado, let's jump right in. So X1 blockchain is built on Solana's tech, but improves it in major ways. It's cheaper to run, more decentralized, and fair for users. So here how it ultimately breaks down. All right, number one, validator costs and decentralization. So with X1, anyone can become a validator with low costs, no minimum staking, and no locked up funds. This makes it easier for people to participate. Whereas with Solana, you need expensive hardware. You must stake large amounts of SOL, which leads to only a few powerful entities controlling the network. Now, in a few minutes, you'll understand why we say powerful entities controlling the network, at least on Solana. All right, so why does this matter? The fewer people who can run a blockchain, the easier it is for a small group to control it. X1 makes it more fair and open, meaning no single group can dominate transactions or censor activity. All right, number two, leader selection and anti-collusion. With X1, it uses a randomized system called VRF-based that ensures no single entity can predictably control block production. It also has built-in anti-collusion rules to stop groups from rigging the system. Whereas with Solana, it uses stake-based leader selection, meaning whoever has the most money has the most control. In other words, the rich get richer on Solana when it comes to validating. All right, so what is VRF-based systems for the layman? Well, VRF stands for Verifiable Random Function, a cryptographic lottery. Think of it like a lottery system that ensures validators are selected fairly and unpredictably. This prevents large stakeholders from monopolizing block productions. So the TLDR of this is that on Solana, those that are validators, what happens is the validators that have either the most delegated stakes or the most SOL staked, they're ultimately going to get priority over everyone else. And so what happens is these validators are just going to restake, or a lot of them will restake their SOL, and that just further solidifies their position. So what does that mean? It means that guys like you and I cannot just participate, or we just won't make any money because the rich get richer. Whereas X1, it's not like that because it's using randomized systems and it has built-in anti-collusion, right? It ensures that there's no way, it makes it more fair and equal for all, which is what we need in a blockchain. All right, so why does this matter? If one group can predictably control a blockchain, they can manipulate transactions, delay others, or prioritize their own trades. X1 removes this risk by randomizing who gets to create blocks and stopping groups from secretly working together. Number three, dynamic fees versus fixed fees. Now, this one is pretty cool. So with X1, it uses a smart fee system that adjusts based on network demand. So if traffic is high, fees go up slightly to prevent spam. If traffic is low, fees go down. Whereas on Solana, they use a fixed transaction fee, which can result in network congestion and spam attacks because fees don't adjust dynamically. So why does this matter? With fixed fees, bots can flood the network with cheap transactions, making it slow and expensive for real users. With X1, it prevents this by adjusting fees dynamically, ensuring transactions are smooth and fair for everyone. So again, the big difference here is that with Solana, you have the fixed base fees, whereas on X1, you have dynamic, where it adjusts, which is totally new and should be fun to see how it plays out in practice. All right, number four, we got ourselves the MEV, or maximal extractable value fairness. So with X1, MEV is shared fairly among validators, so no single party can abuse it. On Solana, MEV is controlled by outside traders and private groups who can extract value unfairly from regular users. So how does X1 keep MEV transparent and fair? X1 integrates MEV handling into validators themselves instead of letting private actors control it. Validators share MEV rewards based on a fair and transparent system, reducing opportunities for manipulation. And of course, why does this actually matter? Have you ever paid more than you expected for a trade? That's often because private actors manipulate transactions in order to make money off of you. X1 fights this by keeping transactions processing transparent so no one can secretly cut in line or reorder transactions for a profit. Number 5, better scalability and network performance. So with X1, it uses more efficient voting models, so validators don't have to communicate with every other validator, reducing lag and improving speed. Whereas Solana uses a complex consensus system that gets slower as more validators join, make it harder to scale. Solana charges validators for voting, whereas X1 does not. Let me repeat this real quick because it's very important. Solana charges validators for voting, whereas X1 does not. This is a game changer, and this is part of the reason why everyone can participate as an X1 validator from day one, or if they come in later. And it's because on Solana, and I will have to look at the specific numbers, but I believe they charge like 1 SOL or something ridiculous. It's expensive to become a Solana validator. And that's not even talking about the, how the rich get richer and how the validators with the most delegated stakes ends up making the most, right? Whereas X1, they got rid of that voting fee. So now it doesn't cost an arm and a leg to continue participating, making it more fair and decentralized. All right, so why does this matter? It matters because in Solana, validators have to pay to participate in the consensus process, which adds extra costs and can discourage smaller validators from staying online. That's similar to what I just said. X1 removes this fee, making validation cheaper and more accessible, which helps decentralization and keeps the network secure. Blockchain should get faster and cheaper as more people use them, not slower and more expensive, right? Like at the end of the day, with X1 or any blockchain, really, the goal is you want more demand, right? You want people to use it, and as that, you want it to be able to scale, not the other way around, where as people use it, it gets more experience, like you would see on Ethereum, right? Doesn't really make much sense. So with X1, it's designed to scale smoothly, keeping transactions fast and reliable, even under heavy use. Number 6, multi-threaded processing, so faster transactions. X1 uses 16 to 32 parallel threads, meaning more transactions can be processed at once. Solana uses only 4 threads, limiting the ability to handle high traffic. So think of this like a highway with more lanes. X1 lets more transactions happen at the same time, reducing wait times and keeping fees lower. Again, another game changer for X1. Finally, guys, the big picture, why is X1 a better blockchain? Well, more people can participate. Lower cost to be a validator means more decentralization. It's fair and more transparent. No rigged transactions or hidden manipulation. It's smarter fee system, so it prevents spam while keeping fees low for real users. It's built to scale, won't slow down as more users join. It does scale smoothly. And finally, faster transactions. It can process more transactions at once than Solana. So X1 overall keeps everything great about Solana, but makes it fair, faster, and more accessible. Guys, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe. If you have any comments, make sure to comment down below. If you guys are even thinking about becoming an X1 validator, check it out in the description. I offer a free tutorial on how to actually get set up. It takes roughly 10 minutes after you get your server, but all that is in the description. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. See you.